Hi guys, happy, hold on, I don't know what day it is, Thursday, happy Thursday, wow, did I miss Wishy Wednesday? Alright, anyways, how are you guys? I hope you guys are good, I hope you guys are safe, healthy, happy, all that good stuff. So yeah, the Bucca, that's what we're going to be on to right now. So I do believe it is the full moon, and so yesterday it was really cool walking out, you know, just doing a bunch of yard work. And the best thing for the traditional witch to do is actually to become. So that is when you go out into nature and you just listen. You just stand and you listen. And it was amazing. It felt so good to connect with the land energies, with the cross quarterways, with the crossroads, all of that energy. And then literally between, in between places are, you know, between the horns of the Bucca. So when you do that, you know that's the sign of the Bucca. Doing that, you know that's the sign of the Bucca when you light a candle for him or you salute the Bucca, which is the god of, you know, the witches, literally. So what was I trying to say? Oh, the snake, the serpent. So it must be full moon. And I don't know, I'm going to check. But the full moon, it brings in the serpentine energy flow, like 1,000 times more so than like the new moon. So I was, I gotta find my moon app. Okay, there it is. And then I was walking, and then I seen this little tiny garter snake, and it was so cute. And he slithered. I put it on my both of my Facebooks, so whoever's on, you know, whatever page, you can see him. So yeah, little snake. So yeah, I don't know if the moon is full, but I recognize that, you know, when it does start to become full, that these little snakes, these serpents, like to come out. And it was literally between the hedge. So that was very, very awesome. Alright, our full moon right now, well, it's 99.9% full. So, okay, I was right. That's weird, but I like it. I like it a lot. So the Bucca. This is in Cornish lore. So, yes, lots of notes. So the Bucca in Cornish lore, he manifests in mysteries of duality of. We have the Bucca, I think it's Gwitter, and we have Buccadoo. So the white god and the black god. Now the Buccadoo is synonymous with the devil of the British folk belief. Yes, pitch tail, all of that. So yes. And he is also associated with storms and with the winter months, whilst Buccagwitter may be associated with fair weather, nourishing rains, and the summer months. So this is when Buccagwitter comes into play right now. Okay, so Buccadoo is the storm god associated with the winter months, the inner worlds, so our, you know, inner alchemy, all of that, literally, introspection, dark and defensive magic, and the new moon. And Buccadoo is seen to rule from Allantide to May's Eve. So yes, the Buccadoo is back underground for now, just for now. All right, now where did I go? So both Buccagwitter now is thus the fair god associated with fair weather, the summer months, light nourishing rains, generative and healing magic, and the full moon. So this is Buccagwitter, and the wind is pretty wicked. It feels really good. If you guys can see anything blowing around, maybe here in a minute. It just feels really good. Yeah, you can see the stuff blowing around. Alright, so there's the Bucca. Alright, so Buccagwitter is seen to rule from May's Eve to Allantide. Love this. Amazing. So, both Buccagwitter and Buccadoo, is it Bucca or Bucca? I like Bucca. However, are associated traditionally with mischief and unpredictability. So this may seem something of a paradox when considering Buccadoo's introspective association. However, introspection can take us to the deeper animalistic parts of our body. Alright, now when the Buccadoo is, you know, it's the new moon, he's associated with the new moon, that's the time that we can really get depressed. So that is why we become quite introverted, and it's just crazy. So, but Buccagwitter and Buccadoo together embody the opposing forces within nature and within ourselves. So the flip side of each other: light, dark, life, death, generation, consumption, above, below, etc. Obviously. So there's much wisdom to be gained in meditating on the opposing forces of Buccagwitter and Buccadoo. They are both intimately bound literally flip sides of the coin, like I just said, each leading both form and to the other. So light emerges from the darkness, and life leads ultimately to death. From where life reemerges, the generation must be ruled by the consumption, and what is generated will itself be consumed. So, as above, so below. So that's pretty interesting stuff that I'm finding out. So I really do like it. But now here we have, here we may ultimately find in a Bucca a mystic triplicity. For the Bucca Gwitter and Bucca Du conjoin in Bucca Gam, the Grand Bucca, and the Great Horn Androgynon, the Sabbatic goat and goddess god of the witch way. So for some, the Grand Bucca is simply referred to as Bucca, being the whole, with the two opposing aspects of what the whole being given the distinction of Bucca Gwitter and Bucca Du. Now in Bucca we find the resolving of all opposites, the traditional candle betwixt the horns, symbolizing the light of all wisdom. We have Baphomet. This is Baphomet. Alright, so where'd I go? Oh, in the mystic state of one-pointedness, which is the ultimate goal of the witch, and is the light that illuminates the cunning path. I just thought that was really interesting. I thought that was so... I love it. I love everything about that. Everything about the Bucca. It is just really interesting. It really, really is interesting. So I kind of also wanted to go into some places of power. Alright, now places of power within traditional Cornish witchcraft. We have the home and the hearth. This is where everything used to take place, but yeah, since it's literally not that time period anymore, that does not happen too much, but in Cornwall it does. So for the first, we have the home, the hearth. So for our ancient ancestors, the hearth was at the very center of the home in all domestic life. Both mundane and spiritual operated around it. So the hearth provides warmth, food, and light in the dark. It gave life, and thus was revered as the hallowed center of the home. The hearth is the very altar for all domestic rites, worship, and communion with the gods, the land powers, and with the beloved dead. We don't have a hearth. We used to, but not anymore. So, my hearth is where my altar is. So charms will actually be constructed at the hearth side. They're empowered and left on the hearth overnight to cook. So that is why people leave stuff, on top of the altar overnight, or the pentagram, or in a cauldron to cook it. So the most potent protective charms and physical anchors for household guardian spirits will be placed on the hearth or secreted within the chimney. As with spells, the witch's spirit helpers or familiars, or sometimes the spirit of the witch themselves in animal form, will be sent out to do their work via the chimney or otherwise through the window, which is highly important as it allows one to keep an eye on what is going on outside. So it is really interesting. The direction of the wind, the magic that you do, like burning of petition papers, all of that inside of the hearth. It goes out the chimney, and then you have to take into consideration where's the wind going, what way, and what way is the wind going, all the the moon phase, all that. Now we have the village, and I don't know if there are really any villages left, besides Native American land. So observation is a vital skill of the successful witch. So quietly observed as a source of information, thus wisdom. For when a client comes knocking on the door of their village practitioner, the witch will more often than not already know what the problem is. So just observing quietly everyone and everything around you. That's becoming very, very interesting. So who or what has caused it and how to go about rectifying it. So it is a fact known to the wise that people often make their own problems. Yeah. Very true. So, keenly observing the lives of different people locally will help the wise to better know and assist similar types of client who come from afar. So, it's not like grouping people together, but it's just kind of classifying different types of personality and different, habits, all that good stuff. Right now we have the churchyard. Yeah, the churchyard. So it may be an uncomfortable fact for some in modern craft The churchyards are seen as places of witchcraft, yet historically this has always been so and undeniable in Cornwall, as elsewhere in Britain. So the attraction churchyards hold for the magically inclined is not a strange one, for they are places of the dead, and as such they are places between the worlds, and such places have always been of use to the witch. So may a traditional rite or spell calls for the witch to make their way to the churchyard under midnight's cover. This is very traditional. Usually to work spells of good, old Cornish get rid of magic, the removal of curses, illnesses, and other such undesirable things on a client's behalf. Rites of the craft initiation, where a meeting with the devil is desired, are another traditional midnight churchyard occurrence, not unknown in Cornwall even today. So I like that. I really like that. So the Crossroads. Now this is what I love. I live on a crossroads, and it's amazing. And I actually, yes, I do. I have a cemetery down here. So the crossroads is another important traditional symbol of ingress between the worlds. So to stand at the crossing of the road is to be astride the hedge or betwixt the horns. So the crossroads is a particularly potent and graphic form of such symbols. For the crossing of the two horizontal roads symbolize the gathering of and access to the spirits, powers, and virtues of the cross-quarter ways. So the invisible vertical line, third row, which pierces the center of the cross and guides the axis, is the road to the heavens, or Nevek, and to the underworld, and noun. So it's just amazing. It really is. This is just amazing information. So to effectively establish a circle of cunning, the magical crossroads must be conjured, and the sign of the 3 crossed roads is made at the start of each working to signify that contact with otherworldly forces is desired and is about to take place. It's very, I love it. Wow. This wind is lovely. Thank you, Bucca. I love it. Where'd I go? I forget where I went, guys. Where did I go? This is weird. Okay, so yeah, the Crossroads is a place traditionally where the Cornish witch will make conjurations seeking the aid of spirits or the old one, to make curses or to work traditional forms of get rid of magics. Very good stuff. Now we have fugue holes, which are caves and underground passages or chambers. So like you see underneath the railroad tracks, those can be utilized in that way, I would think, here in the United States. So are purely places of the underworld, for there's nothing betwixt or between about them. When one enters such places, one has crossed the hedge entirely from this world of the living into the world of spirits. So powerful places of vision, magic, and initiation. They have much to offer the wise all times of the dark moon. Fugue holes may be visited by the cunning for silent rites of the underworld, journeying to encounter, commune with, and seek visions from the dead and the Black One of Death herself. And no, for the rites of the inward working, to visit the depths of the inner underworld that exists within all of us. For the old maxim, know thyself, holds true for witches in Cornwall, as it does elsewhere. I can't talk. Anyway, now we have holy wells. I literally want to go live in Cornwall now. I do. I want to move out of the United States, and I want to go live in Cornwall. Why not? It'd be amazing. Alright, now holy wells, like fugue holes, are also places where, at the time of the full moon, the serpent's breath may issue forth in greater and more concentrated abundance than at other places, for they are themselves otherworldly portals where the potent serpentine waters of the earth arise. So here also this force is traditionally utilized for magical potency, vision, and healing. Holy wells are seen to be places of indwelling spirits to whom offerings would be made in hopes of vision, fortune-telling, or healing. So for the charmers, holy wells are places to commune with the spirits, to seek visions, to regain strength and magical potency and virtue from the serpentine flow, which you can easily get from a quartz crystal. Get the serpentine flow. That is what is always the quartz crystal. It's always there. So, where did I go? Okay, so to empower their magic and their healing, and also to bless and re-empower their tools of the healing craft. So I thought that was pretty, just really, really interesting. Now we have sacred stones. So, the great stone circles, also known by the local wise folk as dancing stones, are temples of the land and chthonic force, where the serpentine flow may spiral and pool within the rings of granite, so a rock of high quartz content, which, like the serpentine flow, is held within the craft to be responsive to the lunar tides. So here at the full moon, the quartz-rich stones channel and enhance the flow of the serpent. Thus they become places where this potent, generative, and hypnotic force can be danced alive and utilized in great abundance, so that very powerful, deep, and far-reaching magic can be done. That is why I am just literally, like, it's almost like I'm relearning everything, but it's just the basics. Like, the basics of the land, and listening to the wind, and just having respect for nature, and just the animals, especially the serpents I've seen. So, now at such places, the witch may become the vehicle for an extremely potent force. So I am thinking that you kind of take in that energy. Kind of like drawing down the moon, in a way, maybe? Yeah, kind of. So, now, when the moon is dark, the granite rings pull the serpentine force in its consumptive phase. Here magic to be rid of things, to end things, and to curse may be done to great effect, but care is needed when working magic of this kind, and with this dangerous force. So concentrated at such places, for it can be costly. Okay, the menhirs, or standing stones, of which Cornwall has many, may be seen to be marker stones of the spirit paths, or paths of land force. So they are places for the wise to commune with the ancestors, with the wisdom and forces of the land, to walk the paths of spirit, and to travel the world as above, or the worlds above and below. For such stones, with the sky, with the depths of the earth, unite the sky with the depths of the earth. So the Stonehenge and all of these standing stones that we have. It's interesting. Very interesting. Alright, now we have the Mannitol. Mannitol. So this is a stone with the hole. Is one of Penwith's most mysterious ancient sacred sites. The Mannitol is alive and of use and great importance to the living today. So, like the holy wells, the magic made at the Mannitol included workings of divination and healing. To employ the stone's divinatory powers, 2 brass pins would be crossed, just like you would cross the two pencils for, yes or no, and it would spin around. On the very top of the hold stone, so that one was balanced across the other. Now the movement of the top pin would be read for the answers to any questions put to it. So to point at a direction, or to give a yes or a no, kind of like a pendulum. So the whole stone has been seen very much as a powerful portal of healing, transformation, and rebirth. It's most widely used today for healing, for it's not uncommon to see visitors climbing through the hole 9 or 3 times against the sun in hope of a cure for their ills, or to witness babies and young children being passed through the hole for the same. So for the Peller, this magical portal is also employed within rites of rebirth and renewal, and to symbolically birth or give life to magical dolls, bones, skulls, and other items, to house familiars or a working spirit. It's amazing. I just wish I could find one of those stones here. Such objects have life breathed into them and are passed ritually through the stone, and then the spirit is named, perhaps by giving it a baptism at a holy well. So the spirit houses of the Cornish landscape are the curved places and the barrows. These are places of the death rites, of the ancients, of sacred ancestral bones, of offerings of connection, of memory and wisdom. So they are the dwelling places of the sacred dead, where they watch over the land and the living, places of direct contact with the spirit world, where the living may still visit to crawl inside and there speak with the ancestors and listen to their wisdom. I would love to do that. I want to find one of those stones so bad. So, for the Peller, there are places of important rites in which the vital bonds between the living and the dead are maintained. So the vast rocky cairns and hills are, in Cornish lore, places of giants and spriggans. Spriggans are basically spirits of the dead in Cornwall. So at their summits, the raw energies of the land, sky, and the elements may be encountered in abundance and stored for later use, or directed there and then in the casting of spells over distance. So beaches or even cliff edges are useful in acts of making magic. Between, so you're literally going off the bridge, there's the between. So you have like totally between. You have earth and then you have air. Where'd I go? Okay, so utilizing the powerful tides of the sea to conjure or to exercise the flowing energies of the streams are good for workings to cleanse, to heal, or to send a spell on its way. Very interesting. So, a lonely, wind distorted thorn in a hedge is an excellent place for magic, which the conjuring of the otherworldly forces or spirits is required. Alright, now that is all I'm going to go into today for that. So just sacred places of power, the Bucca, literally what we have been, well, what I have been sinking my teeth into every single night, and just, I mean, this book is amazing. Gemma Gary, you are amazing. I love you. Your information is so, it is so very simple, but it is profound. It's so simple. So you have taught me to literally find the most profound revelations through the most simple thing. So say you take the word, I don't know, God, and you just come to this realization that, you know, God is everywhere. God has many faces, many names, thousands of names, worshipped in thousands and just millions of ways. If that is a revelation that you come to, it's like an epiphany, boom, it's an amazing thing. So, and I'm also understanding more about these, your gauges, guys. They have a role. I don't know what yet, but they do, because they are literally, you're passing something through it. So, it's just really interesting stuff. So yeah, tonight is the full moon. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to do some little simple candle magic. Very simple candle, powerful candle magic, and some cord magic. I've already got my cord started, so it's going to be pretty good. But alright guys, I hope you guys enjoy. Yeah, if you go, let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think about this? Do you guys ever go to these kinds of places, these places of power, churchyards, all this stuff? For in the, you know, you're in the context of religious, you know, practice. So, ouch! Oh, my foot went to sleep. Holy crap! But yeah. Anyways, I will see you all tomorrow. I hope you guys have a great day, a great weekend, a happy full moon to everybody. So all my love, all the way from Venus. Oh my God, my arms are killing me all the way back down. And I love you guys very, 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 very much. So, I will see you all tomorrow. Everybody have a good day, and yeah. Where is my button, or my mouse? There it is. Alright guys, I love you all, and thanks for watching, and I thank you for the wonderful comments, and I'm trying to get back to all of them. So, Ouija sessions will continue tomorrow. So, I love you all, and thank you guys for watching.